What is up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. Welcome to the 200th episode of Lyles Movie Files. Take two. We had some amazing dialogue discussion. We were just like in our award-winning best, our 1 million streaming download quality podcast, and we had some technical difficulties. So unfortunately, that one is not in the tank. So we're going to give you our third-rate effort tonight, but hopefully you won't notice it whatsoever for this second take of our anniversary episode. What is up, little brother?
I had nothing to do with any of the possible mishaps on the last recordings. Yeah, I'm doing good now.
All the people you have apparently are missing. You need way more.
They're not behind me?
Nope, they're not even around you. There's nothing but you in this skyline in the background. Chief, what's going on with you, man?
Everything's good, man. Yeah, last week was the greatest podcast ever done. This week is just a tribute. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tenacious D on that one. Yeah, so everything's good, man. It's good to see you guys back for one more week. One more time for the gift.
Jay King, you surrounded yourself in darkness, but how are you?
I'm doing well, Jeffrey. Listen, Chief. I don't know where I'm going with that, but doing well, man. I'm in darkness. Yeah, well, that explains the darkness, doesn't it? No, I'm just right now light sensitivity. I've been around all day long, so I just needed to cut the Calm app on and chill and cut on my work computer and work for 4 more hours after I was at work for 7. So
nice.
That's my day.
American dream.
Let's get it. Oh yeah.
Ooh, you better come on in. All right.
This is what they vision for us.
And absolutely. So I want to just toss out a bunch of stuff at you guys, just like your opinions. We're going to do that in a moment. But first, there's a few news items that I had to bring up to your attention. Jace, you're going to love this one because I know that you enjoy this so much. No season 2 of Jupiter's Legacy.
Man, that is dead. What? Are you? So I gotta watch another season of Flash, and I don't get another season of Jupiter's Legacy?
Nope. No, you do not. Sorry.
All right. Please tell me it was too costly, but they gotta wait. They have a deal with Miller to run shows. Like, what are they just like backtracking on the whole deal?
No, they had some creative differences.
With who? Miller?
Yes.
But that means the whole deal is basically about to fall apart now, anyway.
So no. Well, here, this will make you feel better, Chief. You look a little bit perplexed over there. They are continuing on with Super Crooks, a Jupiter's Legacy set story focusing on superheroes in the same universe. We're going to get an anime for that later this year and a live action series at some point.
I would say that hit that look like, man, y'all are full of crap.
What's your take on this, Chief? You don't look very thrilled.
At some point, man, you just get tired. I mean, you waste. It was a waste of my time. You know what I mean? Like, I wasted, with each episode is about, 45 minutes or so? 10 episodes? You waste about 450 minutes or so to see a series, and then they're not going to bring it back because people can't get along. And you know what, man? I'm so over this one series thing, this one and done thing. And you did all that work to build up to the villain to be like, nah, we were just kidding. We're going to find something else to do. We'll give you some more superheroes from that world. But that whole storyline we built up, disregard. What are you going to do, man? And in honor of that, I may not watch this new one because I'm like, you know what? What if they have creative differences again? So I think I'm gonna skip this new superhero universe just in protest of the silliness that we got to go through.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed because, like you, the first season set up like a ride where it's okay. We're building to this, and we're building up on two different time frames. We're building it in the past. We're showing you what happened with Silver Fox, how he turned on everybody and betrayed him. And then we're going to show you on the future or present day side how that's all coming together and who really betrayed him. And we get that in the last moment of Detroit. So it's no time they can't shoot some extra scene to be like, okay, well, that's what happened, but you never know how it's going to end. It's just like, man, some stuff is going to happen and we'll never see how it pays off. And I think that is the real risk in doing a season where you build to something without that commitment in place. I feel like this is a case where if they had told the story throughout the season, people would have been more like, oh, we need that second season of Jupiter's Legacy. Setting up something with the hope that, yeah, we'll have more seasons is a risky proposition, even in the streamer era.
Didn't it, I mean, this almost is like, what was it, the Cape? I mean, Cape or John.
Nowhere Man. That was.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we got this thing set up perfectly. It's like something, a new property that you have no knowledge of. This isn't, the usual Superman, Batman rehash. It's something new. You actually get into it. Oh, guess when you actually start getting into it? Yeah, don't bother. We're gonna Swamp Thing this thing right now. It's like, again, it's like, I don't see any, at this point, I have no faith in anything they do with Miller. It's like, okay, just cancel the whole relationship, let him go to Hulu, because I'm done with y'all. Like, I'm not going to waste any more time with this.
Bachelor in Paradise is going to have a new host, because Chris Harrison is still staying out of Dodge. The sun is a little bit too hot on him right now with all this controversy. And the natural replacement, for Bachelor in Paradise, when I think of Paradise, I think of this guy. But let's see if you guys can figure out who the host is, the new host. Chief, who would you say would be the host for Bachelor in Paradise?
Is it Mario Lopez? Is he?
You know what, Chief? Chief, your immediate take makes way too much sense. It's like when you said that, I said, yeah, he would have been perfect for that. He's got that pretty boy look, he's smooth, he's suave, and he fits the motif of Bachelor in Paradise. Gotcha. Jay King, how about you?
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings does have that Chris Harrison feel to him, and he's quick on his feet, and he's funny, and he's not going to walk off with any of the ladies or any of the men on this show. He's just going to be a host and keep it going. Jace, but if you did not, who would you have cast as the host?
I did not know. I would have gone with Maria Menounos. She's done like hosting stuff like that before. I think would have been an easy, like, hey, I think that would have been an easy, like, hey, again, same concept. She's probably not gonna walk out. She's happily married, got some kids. Well, easy way to go. But tell them who the real host is gonna be, Jeff.
So ABC is contracted, made a deal with David Spade to host Bachelor in Paradise.
Javon is now off camera laughing.
You remember when what's his name, Miller used to do the football?
Oh gosh,
Monday Night Football, yeah.
Monday Night Football, and I remember, I'm not the brightest the brightest bulb in the sharpest pin in the drawer, but I remember he used to say things, and I had to go to the dictionary to figure out what the hell he just said. I'm like, what? And he'd be cracking up, and I remember how just stupid it was to have this dude as a football host. It just didn't make sense. Like, dude, most football people aren't going to be these super superb intellectuals where all these little intricacies with your, that were just gonna be like, oh man, Dennis Miller, that's what it is. Dennis Miller, man, you're right. Oh, I was just thinking, the onus is on the quarterback. It was just too much, man. When we're talking sports,
obscure references to 16th century literature, everybody's like, what are you talking about? That's like having a bologna sandwich.
No. He's making Ottoman Empire references during a football game between the Titans and Jets. Football, we dumb. Shit. Like, most of us don't know who our elected officials are in our own state. We don't know these people. You're talking about the Ottoman Empire. Hey, what's the score? Who got the ball?
What's his knee down, Dennis? What's the knee down? That's all I need to know. Did the ball cross the plane?
Jeff Spade is going to. It's going to be interesting because he's going to be ripping the show as he's presenting the show. I already know that about him.
No, and I'm going to have a really hard time unless he comes out as Joe Dirt. That would be awesome. If he was Joe Dirt in Bachelor in Paradise, that could be the greatest thing ever. If not, I'm going to just see him as his character from Just Shoot Me, running around trying to scam on all the bachelorettes. And either way, that could work. But oh man, there's such a weird dynamic there. What's up, Gunner? How you doing, man? Yes.
How's it going?
Cooling. So I told you for our special Milestone edition, I'm going to throw a bunch of random questions at you guys. And I've given you absolutely no warning whatsoever. And I'm going to keep shifting from person to person. So that way you can all have an opportunity to be right on the fly and also think of your answer. So let's start off with this one. You don't have to clarify this one. I may ask you for clarification on some other ones. But what is, or who is the best movie villain?
Okay.
Gunner, why don't you go first?
That's hard. I'll just go with the first one that came to my brain. If I thought about it more, I probably would think of others and get deep with it. But the first one that came to my brain was the Joker. Because two people can play that role really freaking well.
Yeah, Jared Leto's really good, man. That's a good
yeah, no, I said two. So Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger played that role very well. Different ways, different types of crazy. I think, yeah. Shout out to Mark Hamill, make that 3. Mark Hamill too. So Joker, because he was in the movies too. So let's not forget that, the animated versions. Second runner-up, Michael Corleone.
Okay. Chief, how about you?
I feel like Michael Corleone was my hero. I'm gonna say, man, and this is, I know this is not a particular villain, but demons, man. The Conjuring's coming back. They're always dealing with some kind of demons. Those movies are pretty good. Night of the Demons, Demon Night. I was just thinking movie villains, and I was like, they've been a really good run of demonic movies lately, just involving demons. And I think they make some of the greatest movie villains, from Amityville. I think, it's not one particular, just like we don't have one Joker. So I just think that demon movies, man, they just make excellent villains. I just, just going off the top of my head, I can think of about, 6 or 7 movies that are really good with a demonic presence. So I'm going to go demons are a great movie villain.
Jay King.
Damn, man. I'm torn between two. Do I have to select one, Jeff? Is this criteria?
Yeah, let's just go with one. And you can list your other one as your honorable mention, but explain your.
Okay. Number 1, Emperor Palpatine. Because that is. Yeah, hey, when you really look at.
He's my pick, too. He's my pick.
That was. Hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about a plot, slow plotting Bama.
Hey,
like,
Gunner,
I'm
that's
gonna
like
get
a
y'all.
pot of green. That's a pot of chili right
I'm
there.
gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get y'all in another like 70 years, but I'm gonna get y'all.
Wait a second.
I'm gonna get you.
Hey, wait. 70 years. He's only a bad guy for like 30, 40 years? 40 years.
I mean, he was a chancellor, then he was emperor, and then,
When he died.
Yeah, and then,
I'm talking about before that. I'm not talking about the new ones. I'm talking about before that when he kind of killed off Plagueis, and I'm talking.
Gotcha. Okay.
all the way.
Young
all the way.
Team Palpatine. Gotcha. That's the lady called Team P.
Yeah.
Team P. Honorable.
That's his rapper name.
Honorable mention, I gotta say Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
Because Hannibal was, dude, he'll get into your mind and made a guy eat his face. He made another guy eat his brain. So, I mean. Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to explain your honorable mention. Jace.
Okay. I was going to go with Palpatine because, he really is my number one goal. But I'm actually going with another franchise. Khan! Because I don't know if anybody who watched, was it Wrath of Khan when they were kids? And I still think you could watch Wrath of Khan the first time. You have your kids watch Wrath of Khan, they will be freaked out about Khan. Like, nah, man, he's putting worms in people's ears. I'm good. Nah, man, he got it. And I think based on that and actually basically, a lot of stuff he did to Star Trek, folks, I'm actually going with Khan as my number 2, but really for the show, number 1.
Okay. Mine is meta, since y'all said Palpatine. Mine is J.J. Abrams. Think about it. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you. All right, let's see. This is on Twitter. I won't take credit for this one. But IMDb said, what's your favorite TV pilot of all time? So basically, what TV show had the best episode that hooked you into it and made you want to watch the series? Jace, let's start with you.
Okay. Since I didn't actually watch it until the whole series was basically done, Lost.
Okay.
Because when I first watched it, it was like, you saw, Matthew Fox, he's going to be like X, Y, and Z. But then once you actually watch the show, it's like, oh, this is a little different than what I was expecting. And then next thing you know, 6 seasons later, you finish the Blu-ray and you're wondering why the pollen's so heavy in this finale. So.
Yeah, it's funny because I felt like I was over at you and Javon's spot watching that first episode. Weird.
Yeah, if you did, I probably wasn't. It was one of those I wasn't paying attention. But then when it was like, once the whole finale was there, it was like, oh, okay, this is something something where I know it's going to be a couple of years, and it's not like an NBC show, which we were still all very gun shy about.
Yeah, exactly. All right, J. King, what about you?
I gotta say Miami Vice. Movie. It really was a movie. It was when you go back and look at it as an adult, especially now so much time has passed, it can hold up against any Hollywood action movie that you could put out today. It was just made for TV. It was under the restraint of TV, but it holds up so well. The whole pilot. But what really sells it is when Crockett confronts his old partner for being crooked. He goes to his house, and they're there to arrest him, and all the emotion behind knowing that this guy who you trusted with your life was a guy who's selling out and getting other cops killed, etc. Don Johnson acted that scene out to a T, and then the car scene when they're going to the drug deal, and you got Phil Collins in the air tonight playing. And that damn Ferrari is glowing in that Miami night, and there's not a word said other than that phone call to Crockett's ex-wife before. It's just all that emotion in the build-up. Just you feel like something important is happening. That's episode 1. That's a pilot, and they gave you a movie, so
that made me want to watch it all over again.
Please do.
All right, This is not my choice by far, but I just thought it was so ridiculous that I needed to share with you all because there's so many things wrong with it. Not even close. says the Twitter user, who I won't put on full blast, alias. Jim Garner in the red wig and kicking butt with attitude is priceless. And, by the way, the first female action hero. So much stuff wrong with that. Like, so much. I just assumed they were going for a hot take, and it failed. It got cold water splashed all over it. Because that's just wrong.
What to our Star Wars stuff, everything about that sentence you said was wrong. There's so many things wrong with that.
Everything. Just all of it's just wrong.
Sorry, Twitter user, but I don't know about that one.
Gunner, what's yours?
Oh, man, it's hard. That's a hard one. The first one that came to mind was This Is Us. That pilot was kind of
that's good.
I mean, that joint drew you in for at least that whole season, and maybe the half of the second one at least. So the rest of it pulled you in for the rest of the momentum, but that pilot kept you going for that whole season. So that's my number one. Honorable mention goes to Arrow. That first episode was kind of dope. You were like, oh, we're doing this with Arrow, because we were expecting and a little disappointed that the Smallville Arrow wasn't the dude and all that. And then next thing you know, they're like, oh, they're going gritty. But This Is Us. You're right. Sorry. This Is Us was like...
He had to go to This Is Us. So it worked out. You brought it
which is kind of hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Perfect.
Javon, there's another user on Twitter further down that said the Miami Vice pilot, which is darn near textbook perfect pilot-wise. So you're not alone on that. Chief, what's your take?
I was thinking werewolf at first. But it's an old 80s show. But I'm going to have to go with Blacklist. That first episode where my man walks into that FBI building, folds his coat neatly, sets his hat down, walks to the center of the thing. You know what I mean? And they come in here. So that first episode pulled you in. So, Blacklist, probably that first episode was extraordinary.
Cool. My choice is 24 because the whole first episode sets you up into buying into stereotypes that this Middle Eastern person is going to be the terrorist who's going to try to kill this black senator. And they've got you so hook, line, and sinker with all of the stereotypes of TV shows. And it's the white girl who bombs the plane. It's like, oh my gosh. And the whole countdown timer is just like, wow, this is crazy. And that's all I needed to see of that. And I was hooked on 24 all the way through. Next up for you, a little bit more recent. What's been the best movie you've seen in 2021 that's come out in 2021? Oh, it's a lot of silence. It's just me. I'm the only one seeing movies. Okay.
I'm hoping it's Quiet Place 2 on Friday, but... Okay, well, can we count Justice League?
You can.
Yeah, I'll say Justice League, the actual Justice League movie that I should have got 4 years ago, is going to be my number one movie this year. Because that was, an actual movie that I want to watch again. So.
Okay. So not Coming to America. Okay. Cool.
So what? What do you mean?
Chief, how about you?
When did Wonder Woman come out?
2017. You're being funny. But you talking about 1984?
Yeah. Oh shoot. A good movie this year. I'm trying to think what the hell I watched this year. So it can't be that great. A year. And I'm going back to HBO Max.
Here's some movies that came out this year because I thought you guys may need a little help. Bliss, Coming to America, Godzilla vs. Kong, Justice Society World War II, The Little Things, Malcolm Marie, Mortal Kombat, Profile, Redemption Day, Tennis Midnight, The Marksman, Tom Clancy's Without Remorse, Trigger Point, Vanquish, The Waterman, Wrath of Man, Zack Snyder's Justice.
Man, that was like a list of garbage and then like a couple of roses coming out the garbage. Like that was I was like, oh God.
We would only be Justice League, man. We really can't go with none of that other stuff. As far as the best movie, yeah, man, I can't flow with none of that other stuff, man. I thought the Tom Clancy with my man Michael, I thought that joint was gonna be all right, and then that joint was some cut. So that joint was some cut. So yeah, Justice League, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, maybe I'll just strike that question from the record then.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Who? Two-part question. So no honorable mention on this one. Who is the most overrated actor and actress? And that could be today or all time, or just your take. Gunner, why don't you go first?
Halle Berry.
Overrated? Who rates her acting?
You said in the past, so in the 90s, people were like hiring her left and right. Everybody's like, word. It wasn't just about the looks, because they actually gave her lines, like a lot of lines. And I'm like, why? Haven't you figured this out from Strictly Business? You ain't figured this out from Boomerang yet? Okay. Like, Boomerang was probably her best joint, man. And she kept getting work, man. So sorry. I mean, she alright, she look alright, but and then dude, gosh, come back to me on that one.
All right, Chase.
All right. Since I had to sit through whatever that daggone movie, I'm gonna go with Scarlett Johansson, and this is 100% because I had to watch it. Huh?
In the Skin?
Yeah, because I had to watch.
Oh God, that movie was garbage.
No roses in the middle.
Nah, that was sadly one of those movies you're like, I wonder how high up I am, because if I can get out of watching this movie, and I'm okay with it. For her signing up for that and some of her just bombs and other appropriations, I'm willing to call her overrated.
Okay. And the actor?
I don't know if I have an actor right now. I might have to come back to you.
Okay. Y'all are quick to label these actresses.
I know. I noticed that too. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do?
JK, how about you? Help us out.
Oh, I got a couple dudes.
Okay. Oh, Jeff, yeah. I got one.
All right, hold on there, Javon. Gunner.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
Just your one. Who you got?
Just one, huh? Okay. I don't know how. I'm glad this dude doesn't get too much work because he acted the same in everything he was in, and I'm like, this isn't. You're just not talented. David Alan Grier.
It's funny. See, I watched him on Queen Sugar, and he did a little something different. Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I'll watch it. I'll watch that one, but
he was very different in that. It totally unlike what you would expect him to be from me saying David Alan Grier. Jace, who's yours?
Yeah.
Took him 20 years.
Hey, he's big. He's big in box office, but I'm gonna go with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh yeah.
That's mine.
Oh God, how did I miss that guy?
And it's funny because when you said he does the same thing in every role, I just knew you were going with Mark Wahlberg, Gunner.
I should have.
Yeah, you literally said the Wahlberg. I was like, oh.
I wasn't thinking about Boston movies, like all of them.
Yeah. All right, J. King, what you got?
It's hard to narrow down because there are a lot of just mediocre actors who've had stellar careers. At gunpoint, and I hate to do this, I have to say over Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, because up until he does his action roles like Neo, like John Wick, Keanu's been virtually terrible in everything he's been in. He's been terrible in every. Go back, challenge me. You will lose. Go back and watch Devil's Advocate.
I like him in that one. But the rest of them, I could take it, leave him.
Yeah. Hey, baby.
Bill and Ted. He was perfect for Bill and Ted.
No, Bill and Ted, yes. But what was the movie we actually had to show? What was the movie, Jace, where he was a drunk that had to be a baseball coach to some inner city kids in Chicago? And the kid, and he has a big emotional scene. And I was like, dude, this is paining me to watch. Like, this hurts. It physically hurts.
The hell movie was that?
Oh, yeah, no, I remember. I cannot remember.
Hardball.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been baseball to the ass because that shit was terrible. And as far as our actresses, I had to Kristen Stewart. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's not just the look because she has a look that just says I'm mad or like you know what I mean, Gunner? Like she looks pissed off all the time. Like you could never make her happy.
But I don't mind resting bitch face because what's her name does? What's her name? She was in all the singing movies, the acapella movies.
Anna Kendrick.
Yeah, she got resting bitch face too, but
she's funny. At least she's funny.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I don't get anything from Kristen. What's her name? I'm like,
nothing.
I don't believe you. Like, I just don't believe her when she acts.
As a person. I don't believe her as a person. Like, they just throw her away when the movie's done. Like, she just goes, like Vicky the Robot and shit, she just goes back to her box and shut the door.
Yep. Fantastic, made of plastic.
All right, Chief. Who you got?
Well, Javon took my Reeves. So I guess I got to step out there and any male actor from Friends. All of them. The whole male actor. Swimmer, the Joey dude, and what's the other dude?
Chandler.
Matthew Drunkface.
Hey, listen, all of them garbage outside of that Friends ecosystem. I've seen movies with all of them in it, and I'm like, yo, that guy's performance is garbage.
Hey,
wait.
You didn't believe Schwimmer as a Kardashian in the OJ series?
No, and I didn't believe the other dude has
just white hair, just random dude that don't even look Armenian for shit. Like, I'm like,
what's the name? He got Selma Hayek pregnant in a movie.
That was not You really didn't like Fools Rush In?
Come on, man.
No.
Oh.
I didn't like Fools Rush In either.
No.
I'm sorry. It was an overrated movie.
And my female is the girl who used to play Batwoman.
Ruby Rose?
Yeah, she in movies. I'm like, what is the thing with this one here? Like, what is everybody so infatuated with her? Like, what? Like, none of her roles are great. But it's like, she's got one hell of an agent. Like, they're just in the room, like, Suge Knight is her agent. And he's just putting, like, look, you want to go home or you want to go to bed? Like, man, so you know what I mean? You can't go home and go to bed. You got to pick one. I'm going to go home. Well, then go ahead and sign her up for this next movie. She's going to play the same person she played in the last movie, but just not as good. So right now, we just, you know what I mean? She's phoning like John Wick. She was that ultra assassin. Wasn't that a dead, dry ass actress?
That was her best role, her Chief. That was her best role.
And that joint was
garbage. You should say a word.
It was garbage. It was the worst assassin, the worst 30-pound assassin. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right. So, yeah, that's gonna be my my two picks. So, yeah.
Okay, that's funny. I have Wahlberg as my overrated actor because, gosh, he is all parts of it, and I don't really have an underrated or overrated actress. If that was like at gunpoint, I would say Meryl Streep just because of the award recognition she gets just for showing up. But I mean, she's a good actress. It's just she shows up. We got to put her on to the Oscar nomination for supporting or best actress just because it's her. I feel like experts take the easy route with her. Oh, she's in it. Let's give her a nomination. It's like, all right, come on.
Same with your boy who plays Lieutenant Gordon and God knows every other role in the world. What's his name? I can't remember his dude's name for shit. God.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name? It's like on the tip of my tongue.
Now you've made me forget it too. Gary Oldman.
Thank you. Oh, jeez, I don't know why I couldn't remember his name. You hear it every damn year at the freaking Oscar.
And Willem Dafoe. I mean, it's like, all right, great, we got it.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman was the worst vampire ever, the worst Dracula ever.
That's not true. That's Dominic Purcell.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, man. No, his name's not Dracula. It's Drake, okay?
That was terrible. That was awful. All right. But let's not go into terrible. We're going to keep this thing positive and optimistic. All right. What's the best sports movie?
Oh.
Gonna go.
Any Given Sunday.
All right.
All day. Every day.
Solid choice. Jace, you don't look like you're thinking like Chief and Javon, so you're up next.
No, well, I don't know if it's the best, but I do like it. Draft Day with Kevin Costner. Actually, I like it, especially during like draft season, NFL, like kind of the stories they got going on. Like I like that. So it's not in the longest yard, but that's
okay.
my.
Chief.
I don't even know. I guess it could be characterized as a sports movie. I'm not sure. But The Sandlot?
Yeah, of course.
That's a sports movie.
Okay. Yeah. So I enjoyed The Sandlot, man. That was a good movie, man.
It ends with the professional baseball settings. Of course it is. All right, J. King, how about you?
I was thinking about like my favorite football movie and my favorite basketball movies. None of them hold up to Major League. Major League is probably one of the best sports movies of all time because it's funny. Not just because it's funny, it's because they whole team dynamic, team building, and all of that. It all comes together. They got all the cliched sports characters that you want to see. The grizzled old vet, coach, manager, the veteran looking for one last shot, and all the ragtag guys that come. It was really good. It was really good. That's probably my best one.
Jace, you already did yours. So mine would be Remember the Titans. I like that because it's Denzel, but I also like the whole, hey, we could actually get along. And they managed to make it not feel cheesy. Like, they actually try to address some of the tension between the black and white players. And then, like, hey, football can bring us together. Because honestly, that's probably the one setting where people of all walks of life will shut up and just watch football and root on their team. No matter what flag they want to rock afterwards. So, last one, because I feel like we could do this a lot, and we probably will later. What's the movie with the best ensemble? Jace, hey, what you got?
Okay, easy one. Heat. I don't think anything's messing with Heat. I mean, you got De Niro, Pacino, Kilmer, and all other. I mean, they're both of their respective crews. I mean, it's like I just don't think you beat that.
Okay, Gunner.
Tie. Sorry, I can't. Tie between Godfather 2 and Avengers Endgame.
Shows everyone. Nice. Chief, how about you?
I was probably gonna say something like The Godfather. What was the one where it started out with De Niro on his rise up? That was the beginning of Godfather, right? That was the two? That was two? Yeah, so yeah. I mean, you gotta that was a hell of a cast. What's my old dude, the old guy, man, that they walked off at the end? He just recently died. He was on Cab. Who's that?
Tessio, man. I can't remember his real name. Shoot.
Yeah. Damn it. He was like, man, can we just do this one time for old time's sake? And he's like, I can't do it this time with you. And they took him off. Yeah.
Tessio. I just can't remember his real name.
Yeah.
He was in Look Who's Talking as well.
Al Pagoda.
Yep, Abel Goda. Yeah, he just passed not too long ago, man. But yeah, that scene itself, man. You know, what's the bald head guy that was in the scene? You know, I can't remember anything anymore, man. He was in Colors. Robert
Duvall.
Robert Duvall, man. You know,
Sally.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It had everybody, man. It was one of those movies, man. So yeah, Gunnar, I think that's, you know. Let me throw in just for a quick second, man. Superman, just for a quick second, and then you know, yeah.
Chief King, how about you?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's it. that's a cast.
That's a cast. That was a hell of a cast.
My top one is Boomerang, just because like all the parts work. Like by Halle Berry as the really nice, sweet girl, and by Robin Givens as that cold, I can control my situation. I don't need you, and I'm going to use you. You buy Grace Jones as Strange, Eartha Kitt playing the figurehead, perfect. And this movie's an embarrassment of riches. It even has Chris Rock as a male dude. I mean, Chris Rock as your male dude.
John Witherspoon, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all over. Martin and
Alan Greer being funny.
Yeah.
It was like Halle Berry could act in this movie, and David Alan Grier could be funny, and they both made my damn list. Think about that. That's some good ass writing.
And they got Leela Rashawn, Tisha Campbell. Who else is in this joint? Elvin Van
Sunshine. What's her name?
Yeah.
Rashawn.
Leela Rashawn. It's just
not bad. Yeah.
And this, honestly, is probably my favorite performance of Eddie. He does movies that are funnier, but this one is, it's like you feel the evolution of him as a character that you don't necessarily get in his other comedies where he's just playing one kind of straight role the whole time. This one is just like, yo, I'm learning. I'm becoming a better person. Oh, I should have brought you tail home. And my honorable mention, because I needed to make sure I represented on that one, is Godfather 1. I had to think. It's just like, I think Clemenza and Tessio put it over the top for me with the older versions. And,
I mean, Marlon Brando. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can't knock.
And you watch the deleted scenes too. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, watching Kylo get beat up. It's just good stuff. That's great cast. Everybody works in that one too. All right, fellas. Well, that'll do it for that part. Now it is that magical, mystical moment of our show. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week? Jace, why don't we break new ground and have you go first?
Well, you know, it's always good to try something new. So my dummy of the week is multiple people, but anybody throwing stuff at athletes because you've been so trapped up in your house you think you can throw stuff at the TV and think you can actually throw stuff at $1 million athletes and they won't ban you for life from the stadium just because you had a little too much to drink that night. So anybody who actually was in the last week who's run on down to the floor or threw some at a NBA athlete is my dummy of the week.
Cool. Gunnar, how about you?
Sticking with the sports theme and the one I mentioned last week, unrecorded, sportscasters. Excuse me, sports reporters lately. Especially the ones that are interviewing tennis players. They seem to not, I'm seeing these think pieces. A lot of them are like, all right, you know, we got to give her space or whatever. Basically, Osaka, right? She kind of withdrew because she didn't want to deal with press conferences. Turns out she's kind of agoraphobic in that way, which makes sense. I get that. So instead of saying, you know, then maybe everybody could have talked about this before she rolled out. At the same time, these sports reporters are still kind of going in. Like, maybe she's not old enough. Oh, it's that generation. They text all the time. And I'm like, dude, she just confessed her mental health stuff. Leave her the F alone. Like, nah, we got to do more think pieces to tear her down. And I'm like, dog, y'all got to give it a rest. So, yeah, all those cats that are still writing those pieces and going at her, and then asking Venus of all people what she thinks about it, and she told them the hell to go kiss her ass, basically. Y'all can look it up. It was funny. What she actually said, but she basically said, "You can kiss my ass." Say what?
The candle that you lit it with.
Right. And I'm like, dude, so, shout out to all the other athletes that are rallying around her and trying to protect her from these Bamas out here. But, yeah, dummies of the week, and if I could say other words of the week, them too, that too, goes to the sports reporters again this week.
Mine is going to be Eddie Harrison, a critic who decided, oh, cool, Paddington 2 has the highest rated review on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to write a negative review just so I can knock it off. Hey, funny story, guys. You may know a movie critic who hasn't seen Paddington 2, but probably will like it. Whose review's going Rotten Tomatoes? Just saying that out there. But that's a real dick move, because there's no reason this movie came out in 2017 to put it out in 2021. Other than to make yourself a story and to go, ha, this is me, I'm trashing a movie that so many people like, just so I can be different and have people talk about me and say my name on a 1 million download episode podcast like Last Movie Files.
Ding.
Okay. Chief, how about you?
Paddington 1 was some garbage. All right, now that I got that out the way, because I just had to say that. It was some garbage. I didn't even watch Paddington 2. It might have been the greatest movie on earth, or a tribute to one. But Paddington 1 was garbage. So I don't even know how this falls into maybe crazy thing of the week. So guy and girl in India getting married. Girl drops dead at the altar. Guy turns to girl's parents like, yo, she's gone. Let me marry the sister instead. They're like, cool. And with the daughter laying dead in the next room, the guy goes ahead and marries the sister. Like,
Chief, it's already been paid for, okay?
I guess so, man. Just imagine that. You're going up, you're about to marry your wife. Is Delonta, is she available? Yeah. No, just take the wedding dress off of her, put it on her, and bring her up. I'm gonna go back, freshen up. We'll redo this. We'll re-go this in a couple minutes. All right, everybody. Reset. You know what I mean?
You got a video out, Chief, so you have to restart the whole thing over.
Hey, man, like I said, it's one of those things where you be like, huh? But, it's
so much. This wedding stops for nothing. Not even the bride dropping dead. Pretty cold. Hey, y'all want to take a few hours to grieve? The ice sculpture is going to melt. All right. J. King, who is your nominee?
I wish I knew this woman's name, but the Central Park Karen, who last year accosted the brother in Central Park for watching birds, and giving her dog a treat so he would shut up and not scare the birds away that he was watching in the tree. She's back in the news again. I don't know if you guys have heard. She's suing her former employer for racial discrimination, which I think is hilarious. Because you don't get to do that. You just don't. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. You don't get to cause people for being black and watching birds in a park and then using you and weaponizing your whiteness against them, only to turn around and become a victim because you were fired for being a racist bitch. It's like, I'm looking at you like you got a bed of bees on if you come into my office. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, I hope she doesn't get a penny and she remains unemployed. Because obviously she learned nothing. You can't feel sorry for people like that. They don't earn any sympathies yet.
No, sir. Well, fellas, that'll do it. So, 200 down, take 2. On to 200 more. Couldn't do without you. And Craig.
Oh, Craig!
Oh, Craig. But yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, including who Michael B. Jordan will be squaring off against in Creed 3 next week. King the Conqueror. That should be fun. And lots of other things, including Cisco's farewell on The Flash. And so many other things, including more DC moves that's sure to annoy Chief and Jace and all kinds of craziness. So, fellas, thank you as always for doing it and showing up. If not for perfect attendance, but showing up when it matters most.
Never on schedule, but always on time.
Just like your time. Right. All right. Well, thank you, fellas. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files, episode 200, has been filed.